no fault about that expression. It's all on me. And I thought that would have been a good idea, and it was not. So, particularly given the topic of discussion. And so, if you didn't get all your questions answered, I do apologize for that. And that's solely on me. And, but however, going forward, just it will not happen again.
I
I'm
mean,
going to stick to the model that we have built up. And, you know, Burnett is just as good a person. And so, and there was not a lot of noise, not a lot of hookah. And, you know, but some people stayed and turned up, I guess, but, you know. But I do want to thank staff for even attempting, and then for the people who came out for even, you know, being there to get the information that you did receive. But I apologize wholeheartedly for that. As,
and I agree. To me, she did a very, very good job. I'm gonna give her her props for with the little bit of chaos that we were dealing with. She did really well. My question to you, was it supposed to be set up? Were we supposed to have that 2 hours for us to literally, you know, have the forum there, and then after that we would disperse? I'm just trying to understand what was your intent behind that, because it was, I mean, I just felt like me, you know, I was being around young folks who, you know, wasn't very respectful for any of their elders around them. And I get that it's an environment where they had a business to do as well, but I'm just trying to understand what was your concept. Well, I mean, if you would have did the 2 hours and did that and we dispersed, that made sense to me, but I'm just trying to understand what were you thinking?
well, it was supposed to be like that. Gross miscommunication. But like I said, I take full responsibility because that's solely on me. And
Okay, I forgive you, but no, and then just to them, to the vendor, the food was really good. So I'm not going to be unappreciative. I'm going to tell you thank you, but the food was good despite of it was just really frustrating. And then unfortunately, you had another hall meeting that Wednesday, and I couldn't go to that because I allocated my time for that Monday. So I guess that's what the disappointing thing was, why I wanted to address that. But other than that, thank you for trying. The food was good, but please, can we just have it where to be more conducive? That's all.
say less, as I do agree with you wholeheartedly. And it was a debacle. Like I said, it was a good idea in theory and in thought, but in practicality, epic fail. But, you know, and we just learn from that and just move on. And so, as stated, I don't think we have that to worry about any longer, as we'll just stay with the model that we have built up. And so, and just be at Burdett. And so, but I do apologize for you not being able to make the Wednesday meeting where you could have got possibly more information about the sanitation. But whatever it is that you need, just feel free to shoot us an email, and we will get you the answer that we can get you from the subject matter expert.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Corey, this is Suzette. One thing,
how are you doing?
I'm doing a little warm on the warm side. I've been out cutting the weeds down. I wanted to mention to you, as an example, many years ago, I worked for a French company, and what they did was they hired out the restaurant for the time that we were there. So that meant that the restaurant could not have other customers coming in while we were being served. So if you ever do another restaurant again, you may want to consider doing that.
Well, sister, let me just say that that's not to worry about. We have plenty of constituents and who can burn barbecue. I can even fry some fish. And so I'm not going to worry about that again. And so it's unless a venue is available that will conceptual to provide that atmosphere. But at the end of the day, we do have Burdett. So that's just my model.
I'm just saying that if you ever decide to do the restaurant thing again, that what you may want to do is hire it from 6:30 to 7:30, which is what our hour. And that way they can have customers beforehand and they can have customers afterhand, but they're not going to have any other customers unless they happen to be in District 5.
Well, that's also too a cost associated with that. And we have a
Well,
venue that's free of charge. I mean, but thank you for the suggestion. I really appreciate it. Do not get me wrong, but I'm not going outside of the model again. I just
okay.
went outside of the model
Mhm.
and it didn't work out. Period. And so it was, and I hate that fact, but because if you feel cheated about getting any of the information, then that's totally on me. And so, but I will.
Well, it was one of these that, like, the unfortunate thing is that they set customers in with us. And so it was kind of hard to determine who was a customer and who was District 5. So,
Well, one of the things is this, is it
mhm.
was supposed to be like, but however, the person spoken to, anyway, it was on me. So let me just say this, but if they lived in the city of South Fulton, then it was a topic for them as well.
Yeah. Well, that is true, but I don't think that they were aware that that's what was happening.
You're right. It was not communicated with the staff, but that's why I called Tamiko General Everett, because she was able to get it handled, and we got information. It did go out, and as I said, is just disappointed. But however, we move forward.
Yes.
Thank you. I
We learn
appreciate
from
the
our
suggestion.
experience. We learn from our experience.
Absolutely. And that's an experience that we shall not have again.
Corey, this is
So I grade
Eleanor
myself
Ross.
as I give an F for fair, huh?
Is this going to be is there an order to how you're going to recognize people who are interested in asking questions, or are we just jumping in?
Well, I'm not controlling the board, Mr. Ross, but if you want to go ahead and speak, I mean,
well, Mr. Sampson's hand was up before mine, so I'd be happy to defer to him as a matter of protocol.
Thank you. Well, as you always do. Yes, sir,
Mr. Sampson, did you want to move forward with your question?
Yeah. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for deferring. And hello to everybody that's on the call. My thing is, well, this is just a comment, not a question. But I attended a meeting on Thursday, I believe, regarding the Calvary Impact. They had just a sign. They had a sign out saying a building meeting. So I decided to come through, and I took a picture of it and posted it on Nextdoor, and a couple of neighbors came in and joined the meeting. And it was a very I say informative meeting. They're planning a really huge project on that land that they have, a new community center and 20 townhouse units. When they try to get everything developed and everything, and they were just having an open house informational question and answer meeting. And I encourage everyone to look out for more information on that project so that they can attend, because it has a potential to reshape, and it will add to what we're doing on Buffington Road. So just look out for it. I don't think they have a date for the zoning meeting. Yeah, they do have to rezone it. So I just encourage everyone to look out for more information about it and attend the next informational meeting. It was very informative, to say the least. That's all I got.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sampson. Yes, that's been a couple of years in the making. And so as getting to this point, they're going to redo the church and have, like you said, some housing units, affordable housing units. And I did encourage them to reach out to Mr. Denton and them to the next door properties and, get the input as well. So, because it is going to have to be a rezoning. So that's good to hear that you attended the meeting, sir. And thank you for the information. Ms. Ross?
Yes, here I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, neighbors. I wanted to ask about any feedback on the rezoning proposal for 5510 that I handed off to you. It's been about a month now. Just wanted to know if there was any movement from the proposed developer in terms of, first of all, he never sent us a plan, a drawing of the plan. And just wanted to know if there's been any movement or any activity with zoning on his coming forward to follow through on his request for rezoning. And this is about I think, a 8-unit development that he wants to put on that property right there on the corner of Fellwood Place and Fellwood Road at 5510 Fellwood Place.
Correct. And if anybody's not familiar with that, that's where there was an old abandoned house that the community been they tried to get down for 30 years. And I would love to have that as a pocket park. But however, to answer your question, as soon as I hung over with you, I did get on the phone with our intern CDRA director and effectuated, this is what I'm talking about as the rezoning process goes, is that some things I don't even know how to even come up or even come proposed, as this is not conducive to the current environment, nor do I think it would add any value. So, as I'm pretty sure that the community does not want it. And so and he said, we'll take a look at it. And, but I said, you'll be hearing back though, as I legitimately don't see that happening or going forward. However, property owner does have the right to submit whatever they want to submit. They do have that right in the due process. However, we do have the right to say yay or nay. And I think that I share the sentiments that you share, Ms. Rose. And so with that particular parcel of land, somebody show me a townhouse on Bellwood anywhere?
Nowhere. Quick question though, is there a name of a person at City of South Fulton that we can reach out to as a group? There are about 8 of us who have decided that we want to step forward and oppose this. And so we'd like to be able to have some dialogue with whomever that person is, with the City of South Fulton. We're trying to get ahead of the curve on this one.
Mr. Reginald McClendon.
Reginald McClendon.
Yes, ma'am.
I had 2 quick questions. Okay, I don't know how quick, but I had 2 questions. McClendon. Okay, the other is a follow-up on the town hall on sanitation from last week. And I wanted to ask you personally about the rationale for publicizing a protocol with the tax commissioner on collection that had not been confirmed, finalized, or voted upon. When I first got a call with just that idea, I thought it was just too far-fetched to believe. And as communications came forward in the days following, it seemed that was indeed the case, or that is indeed the case. Please help me understand, as a part of that body, how you come to a decision to publicize a protocol for us to follow that hadn't been voted upon, finalized, or confirmed. I'm curious as to how do you get there? How do you get to the place where you publicize that collections are going to be had in this manner, this way, these would be the penalties if not collected on time? And it's kind of like a concept, like I float a concept or an idea, as if it is a reality, and then I kind of come back to my group or my team and say, well, let's vote on that next week and see. Help me understand the rationale. How do you get there? How do you get there as a body?
I'm up, Ms. Ross, Dr. Ross, as I call you, is that, let me just say this. We were told different. It's plain and simple as that. So,
In plain language, when you said we were told different, we were told what?
the opposite of what you just said. So the only thing we had to do was
But don't fill in the blanks for me. I mean, talk to me. Don't fill in the blanks. Like we were told
okay, you
the
said
language.
that
What's the language?
it wasn't confirmed, brought forward, or voted upon, right?
Right. It was not.
Okay, so the only thing that it would have to be was voted upon, because the conversations that I heard is they talked to the commissioner and he agreed that that's what they was going to do, is collect it. As the only caveat was it going to be on the tax bill, or was it going to be on the tax bill separated from the tax bill as two separate payments? As in other words, they won't take your house because you didn't pay your trash bill. And some of the municipalities, that is the case, but not in this case. That's the only caveat that was there. And I just thought that they was working that out, as we just said, it needs to be a separate item outside of your tax bill. And so that's where I'm at. They may or may could not do that. So but I will get that information for you confirmed. But I'll do it in writing. I get it in writing. If they can or cannot. And so if I can't get it in writing, then I will let you know. So, but personally, that is, I just heard different. So that's how we came to make that decision. And when you publicize it, it's going to go back up the chain. So he's going to know about it. So I don't know why they would miscommunicate that.
Hello, Corey.
Yes.
This is Daphne Johnson. What I heard on that meeting is
Hold on,
that.
just a moment, please. Miss
Okay,
Daphne, just a moment.
sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, you gotta put your hand up so we
They
can
didn't
stay
say
in order with the
that.
people
Okay,
asking
I
questions.
didn't know that.
But I have 3 people. If you need me to help you, I can do it. But we have 3 people that have iPhone on the screen, and to take part in this meeting, we ask everybody to say their name. You can say whatever you want, but you need to be able to say who you are. So I just let 3 people in that have iPhone. If you don't know how to put your name on, I need you to let me know, or I'm gonna have
already
to
did.
move you
Already
out of the
have.
meeting. So if you are my iPhone people, please let us know your name if you need help putting your name in. Alrighty, go ahead, Miss Brandy.
As I come off mute, I wasn't able to attend the meeting, but I did get the flyer for the trash service, and I just want to confirm, because I had a neighbor come to me and ask me to join the call and ask this question. So if they do not have trash service currently, up until June, when the trash service, the period of after the cans are distributed and the service is beginning, their instructions is to contact TNR South or Fulton South Sanitations or GFL currently right now if they need trash services, or is there an alternative?
Well, there would be no alternative, as you know, trash service will begin rolling out on June 1st. If somebody saying something? I don't know, I thought I heard something that cut in. So as yes, and so no, so don't worry about it. They will have trash service from our single source provider, which is Waste Pro.
But until that starts, that's what the directive is to contact one of the one.
I mean, for a couple of weeks of trash service, if they will do it, you know, but they do have some boutique-ish trash services that they can call, or they can just go to Merck Road. But I don't think that the business may not be able to take them on or willing to take them on for a couple of weeks. So I don't know if that's answers your question fully, but that's where we at. Because all trash service ends May 31. Hello?
I think she got disconnected.
So with the trash ending May 31, are we getting new bins? Because I was at the meeting last week, but I left before you got there. So I still didn't get any clarification on this new service.
Yes, and so the bins will be rolling out. Actually, I've been told that they actually already started today. So, because we want to make ensure that everyone has a can of Herbie Kirby by June 1.
So this is Loretta again. I see a few people with their hands raised, but they didn't put them back down. I didn't know if Daphne still had a question. I didn't want to go in front of her. So my question will be then, are they rolling it? I'm just trying to understand that process, because we're talking about City of South Fulton. That's a lot of trash cans that's going to be dispersed out. Are they rolling out by district? Are they doing by subdivisions? When at one point in time do we know, are they just going to drop it off in front of our house? What's that process? Because that's the biggest thing we needed to know at the meeting, and we got none of that. So I need you to tell me clearly, Corey, what's going to happen? Are they going to drop it up at our house? Do we pick it up? What is that process? Because I'm with the one.
Let me just say this. The idea of you picking it up, that's not reasonable.
Okay.
That will be dropped off to you, as I would reasonably assume that if they're going to do it, to roll out the plan is that, and today is Monday, they should roll out the cans. Like on Monday, it's going to be this area picked up. Tuesday, it's going to be this area picked up. As they're going to pick up, as they should drop off as they're going to pick up. That would be a key performance indicator of knowing how long it would take, and so with a few plus or minus minutes or no for scenarios. But however, if they're going to start picking up a District 1 on Monday, then that would have dropped off, and then so on and so forth.
Right.
I would reasonably assume that.
Yeah,
now,
but the thing is, my Corey, seriously, let's be very, very transparent about this. Who do we need to contact? Because I'm with everybody else. I don't want to have my trash in my old trash can sitting there and the new folks never come around, because that sounds like what's about to happen.
Excuse me. Let me, Miss Corey.
yes, ma'am.
I just sent you, my name is Vanessa Appleby. And I just sent you a recording of that meeting that they had about the trash pickup, and the confusion nipped in the bud starting today, May 8th through the 22nd. According to the meeting, they will start delivering the trash bins. They do not want you to use those bins until June, because they will not be serviced to June 1st. Then just continue to use the one that you have. And if anyone received the flyer in the mail, you really don't have to do anything. You're already registered. But if you did not receive the flyer in the mail, then you will have to, where is that flyer? You would have to register, and the phone number is, it say call 470-552-4311 to register for curb service.
So did everybody receive the mailer?
Can you put that in the chat for me, Miss Vanessa?
I don't know how. I didn't even know how to raise my hand.
It's in there.
Okay.
So
Corey, do
so
you see it on your email? I just sent it a little while ago.
I will check it out. I don't
So,
have it right now
Mr.
currently.
Renner, before this, just so you
And
know.
they also discussed that the service for the cost of the trash will be $19.43 per month or $233.16 annually. And that will include everything you get now, but you still have to go to Merck for all that bulk
Recycling.
stuff. Yeah, you know how we
Bulk.
do. But
So my-
as the same
And then-
service you're getting for your trash now, you will be getting the same service, and then you could pay it annually once a year at $233.16 or $19.43 per month.
So my question will
Just
be,
that simple.
I wasn't
Uh-huh.
finished, I wasn't done. Corey, this 237 is annually. If we're saying that you guys gonna start the services
233.
in the middle of the year, why not they prorating it? Why we
It will
paying
be
the whole,
prorated.
we paying the 230, we're paying the whole
They
230?
said for the month of May, you don't have to pay anything right now. And
Right.
if anybody has already paid, you will be prorated a refund.
Correct. So it's 6 months, and so you will only be charged for 6 months.
So
No, it's $19.43 a year and $233. I mean, $19.43 a month and
$19.30 a month.
$233 a year. But if you already paid with GFL for services for the month, so everybody ain't on the same schedule. And
Right.
if you already paid and they owe you money and they know who you are, they're gonna prorate your refund and you will get one. But they said just be patient.
Right. And to
But as
piggyback
of
off that, what
May,
you're
you
speaking
don't
of,
owe
right, is
anything.
because GFL pays quarterly. You can pay
Right.
GFL quarterly.
And if you already paid, they will refund. Maybe not the whole thing, but you will get a refund for the service you did not receive.
All right,
Cause
so back to.
But they said be patient with it because they got a lot of people, to deal with, but they will refund you if one is due to you.
Corey,
And if
so
anybody got a bill like my bill due May, June, July. No, June, July, August. So therefore, I don't owe anything. Just don't do anything. They're gonna get your trash for the month of May, and starting May 8th through May the 22nd, they're gonna go around and drop off trash cans, but they're not gonna pick them up just yet because the month of May is still in use, and they do not want you to use the new can because they don't want them trash sitting in them, and they will not be picked up.
Right.
So
And then
if you
the
get your
company
new
you're currently,
can,
what the currently company using as well is going to come get their can at the
right,
last
you
pickup as well.
continue to use it, and
Yes.
it's supposed to be May 8th
Thank you
through May
so much.
22nd. You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. I appreciate you so much.
And I sent you the entire meeting to your email a few minutes ago, so you can share it. I don't know how, but you can share it some kind of way. So there it
Corey,
is.
Yes, ma'am.
so back to my question. When is the first payment due?
When is the
And
first payment due?
according to the meeting, you will be receiving a letter in the mail explaining your payment prior to that, to June 1st. That's the understanding I got out of that meeting that I listened to. You will receive a letter in the mail letting you know all the specs of paying, how to pay, the whole works, because we had a lot of complaints about the senior
Well,
citizens thinking, to get a discount or whatever discounts they could offer. But right now it was not in. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, that backdoor service. But also, let me just say, did everybody receive a mailer?
Yeah, I
And
did. I
did
received
anybody
it.
not receive a mailer?
I did.
Okay, so
That
and also
number they need to
too,
register.
well, also too, as you can find all of this information if you go to our website. Those who have a computer, and I say sanitation updates, it'll be like a blinking, flashing icon, and you click on that, and they give you all the latest information on sanitation. And so, as far as the payment is, prepaying, it's, people usually prepay for that service, but if you're saying it's for the year or for the month, And so I don't know if it could be, you know, they can do automatic debit. And so it will be that per month for everybody. And so you won't have your neighbor paying a different price for the same service.
Can I just interject here for a moment? Because I don't
Actually,
want
it's gonna be
all of the
cheaper.
meeting to be only on trash service. A mailer did go out. If you did not get a mailer, then go to the city website that we posted online or call the phone number for your questions. When you receive, they will be passing out the bins throughout the whole city so that you have your bin before June 1st. Do not use your bin before June 1st. They will pick up the bin, your old bin at that time. If you do not have a trash service to now, you will probably be responsible for the next 2-3 weeks until the new service starts. Merck Road has a place that you can take your trash until that time.
I have a
Overall,
question.
have we clarified the main questions? Everybody gets the same bill. You will get it. It will be attached to your taxes. You'll pay for the year and then you'll be done.
I still have a question. This is Daphne.
Go ahead, Daphne.
Got off.
Did the residents vote on this? Did we have an opportunity to vote on this? This service, this new service? And if not, why can't we keep the service that we have? Because this new service is gonna have tax. They said in that meeting that they had, that it had to be, the 233 had to be paid by this July. And some people was upset about that because some of the senior citizens didn't have that kind of money. They're on fixed income.
No, you
So-
have 60 days. You have 60 days to make that payment. This is Glenda Collins.
I wasn't finished. What I was trying to say is that they said that if you don't pay that 233 by July, they'll put a lien against your house. Now,
Okay, Ms. Daphne.
Who said
Ms.
that?
Daphne,
Where's the information coming from?
let me answer from Mr. Reeves. Ms. Daphne, he
Can I
came
finish?
out last week and he specified that that is not gonna happen. But we have provided a phone number for you and a website for all the specific questions that are not in proportion to getting ready for service. But they were voted on and everything went through the proper process last year.
2
So
years.
this is a service.
Who voted?
Pardon me?
Voted. Did the board members, the city councilmen voted and made that decision? Because I'm like Miss Daphne, I never got opportunity to vote. I'm just curious, just question in the back. Miss
Yeah.
Daphne.
Absolutely, we did. And so, let me just say this: as we brought the information to the constituency, as the process was going on, because it's actually 2 years in the making, and so but then we came to the single source provider. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm just got to be completely honest with you, and I will never waver on this, never. The two things that we use daily that we cannot afford to live without is water and sanitation. And I think we should own them, period. And so that's just my stance, always has been, as a one service provider is giving us the best option for the constituency, because literally the same company has two different prices, your neighbor, side by side, same service, two different prices. That's unheard of and that's insane. And so, but we have to share our responsibility in that as well.
Hey, how you
As
doing?
our key performance indicators
Hey.
should have picked up on a lot of the stuff that was going on. And but I will never waver from that, as I just literally think we should own them. And so how we get there,
Mr.
maybe this is
Corey,
here. Yes.
I'm sorry. This is Vanessa again, and I'm not sure if everybody will be able to open it, but if they want to listen to the meeting and get all the information, because they was straight up, no ifs, ands, and buts, nothing. I just posted it in this chat. It's a YouTube,
Thank you.
and
Dan is your
you can
next person.
you can go there and listen to it for yourself. And at the end of the meeting, they got a whole lot of questions and answers.
I'm
Maybe you'll
I'm
get
clear.
yours.
I'm very clear. So I'm good.
I'm talking about for the people that are not clear.
Right. For the people who, right, it needs to go and have the information. Absolutely.
They can
You can
listen
listen
to
to
it
the
for
meeting, or you
themselves.
can go to the
Mhm.
website and click sanitation updates.
Dan is next, has his hand up.
Mr. Dan?
Jane, you have a hand up.
Jane Williams?
Can I go? This is Latanya Rucker.
Yes, ma'am.
Question, tomorrow, you all are gonna have a meeting concerning the tax commission. Did I lose you?
No, well, I couldn't hear you. Was going in and out.
Okay, yeah, I'm hearing a little feedback myself. Tomorrow you all gonna have a meeting concerning the tax commissioner, right? Anyway, so what does that meeting entail? You all are gonna vote on what? I need to understand what is going on with that. You all are gonna vote to do what, and then what's the after effect of the vote?
Well, we'll be meeting with the tax commissioner. It's a discussion if they're during work session. We don't take any action to vote until the council meeting. So we can have, there's that gap period. Pardon me?
I'm here, I'm listening.
Let me take a moment to remind everybody that tomorrow is the work session at 4 p.m. at Welcome Hall. Second Tuesdays is work session, and fourth Tuesdays is the council meeting at the Southwest Arts Center.
And we only take action at the council meeting.
Okay.
Jane, go ahead.
And
Yes,
what kind of
can y'all hear me?
action? I'm not done, thank you. So what
I'm
I'm
sorry.
trying to get from you, Councilman, is the meeting that you all are having tomorrow. What is that meeting about? Because that's what I'm unclear about. What's going on with that meeting? What's going to happen and how is it going to impact the citizens?
That's what we're going to be talking about. So literally, that's what we're going to talk about. I don't know the outcome of the conversations, but, you know, as to have the conversation publicly with the tax commissioner office, to go over all of the nuances, and to get some of the questions that y'all asked tonight or want to know tonight. It's literally the conversation publicly. So I would love for you to tune in to get the live, to get it live.
Okay.
And so, because that's legitimately what the conversation is going to be about.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Councilman Reeves, can you hear me?
Jane Williams, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my question is, are you able to sign up for this service other than on the call, on the phone? Like, can you go on the website or something and sign up for it? Or how do you sign up for this thing? Because I think that's a little confusing because my attorney asked me. He was like, oh, I've been on here looking now. Where is it? Where can I sign up? I got to call South Fulton?
Well,
that might be a question for tomorrow. I don't know.
No, that's a question for the city of South Fulton. I mean, to sign up, you should literally either be able to mail or online. I mean,
Yeah, he couldn't find it.
I mean,
Couldn't find it online.
or you could call
Oh,
But
God.
to not
Oh,
to not
Lord.
having signed up online would be this day and
Crazy.
age. Just, I mean, I'm just being honest, right? I'm just being real here. It's like that's
Right.
concerning
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah,
those who
we
can't
couldn't
sign up
find it.
online. Or look at this, the city of South Fulton app. I mean, it should be just as simple as that.
Okay.
But I digress. Is I get you that
Mm-hmm.
question because I mean, the idea of not having it up online that never crossed my mind. And if you can't
Right.
sign up
That's what,
online, then
right.
I mean, I honestly haven't
Yeah.
checked because that would just be
Because
routine.
City of South Fulton, they already don't answer. I'm just saying, they already don't answer phone. And you talking about 80
I
something
can answer.
thousand.
As
Oh, who's
far
that?
as the
Okay.
trash service is concerned, I can answer the
Uh-huh.
question that they literally hired a customer service team who was sitting in orientation today.
Okay.
I know there's a customer service team dedicated to the service.
Oh, absolutely. That's that
But it's
311
still gonna
call.
be crazy if you can't go online
I
and sign up.
mean,
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'll call them. I'll get the number and call them. Thank
I
y'all.
just put the links. I just put the
Oh
links in
yeah.
the chat so that
I'm good
everybody
Okay.
right there
Thank
can
with
do it
you.
on your phone. I put the links in there. So if you
Okay.
go and you just click the link, it'll answer a lot of the questions that are being had right now. And then
Thank
also
you.
I put the flyer for the city's flyer for
Mm-hmm. I
tomorrow's
see that.
meeting in the chat as well. You can read that and
Mm-hmm.
see what it is that they're talking about or voting. I don't know if they're voting or not. It doesn't really specify, but
Vote.
it tells you
Oh, okay.
exactly what they're supposed to be doing, and it's on the flyer.
Okay.
Sorry
Very
to
good.
jump
Thank
in,
you,
but I
honey.
think that would
No,
answer
you
a lot of
good.
questions.
You good. Thank you.
All right. But I do want to take something because she is on the phone, Miss Stacey Williams. And so I do want to just the let the people know, the constituency know that she has been selected and is on the development authority. And so I think that she is qualified. Her brings a unique mindset to that group. As if she wanted to take any time, I just wanted to point that out as she is the selection for the 5th district to be on the Reshape Development Authority. And she also does a pop-up giving away fresh fruits and vegetables in our neighborhood, in our community. Stacey Williams. Would you like to say anything, Stacey?
Wow. Thank you. I wasn't expecting that. I was actually, I'm on Old National Highway right now at supporting one of our local businesses, JJ's Fish. So I had to step outside because I didn't want it to be too loud in the background. But yes, thank you. I think from all of our calls, for those that have met me, they all know that I'm someone that can be very vocal. And instead of being vocal, I decided, you know what, I'm not going to go about the same way, doing the same things the same way. So at this point, if it means joining a board or joining a council of some sort and making a difference, or at least providing an alternative voice, that is my sole purpose. So with that being said, thank you, Corey. Thank you for this. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't expecting to say anything, so it's loud in the background. But I appreciate everything that everyone is saying, and just know that from what I can do, I will take those voices and do what we can with them. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you again for your service and your willingness to service. We appreciate you for wanting to step up as well. But let's take another detour from sanitation for right now. Is I must just let y'all know is I'm here in the garden. And so as rooted affirmations, and so we're over at Chandra Simitas, who made this one wonderful meal, and I just ate. Good Lord, it's good. And so as I just want y'all to see this live over here, because when we talk about community gardens, when we talk about what we are doing, how we are helping, how we can just be a helping hand and doing what we can do. Let me see, I'll turn this camera around here. How to turn this around?
That's what he's trying to do.
Right. So, well, here's how we can do it. Look at this. Hydroponics. I'm not going to that.
Busy.
Look at it. This is right here in our community. And she started this how long ago? That's Chandra.
Hey, everyone. Few months ago?
No, but no. This started a few months ago. How long ago did you start it?
Start growing?
Right.
Because
it was affected by the winter breeze, correct?
oh, you're talking about that? Yeah, I've been growing for about 2 years.
And let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, I came out and picked my greens and I went home and I cooked them. Rooted affirmations. And this is now aquaponics, correct?
Aquaponics is what the camera's facing right now. That's
She
the
teaches
aquaponics
this.
stuff.
Right. You teach this, correct?
I can teach it.
She can teach it. Look at it. Oh, look at this right here. Now, Steve, you're trying to tell me they ain't ready. Now stop playing. And so is
Beautiful, beautiful. That's a good job. She did a
I'm
great
trying to tell
job.
you.
Mhm.
Right. This it is right here in our community. And so I call them Garden
Wow.
of Edens. So when you have community gardens, like you're all over the place. And Miss Stacy, maybe you can get some of your fresh vegetables right over here too. Gonna pop up and have them. Thank you. 'Cause
Most
you know I'm crazy.
definitely.
So tell us a little bit about this right here, because these are what kind of
These are clay pebbles.
clay pebbles.
So this is in essence the soil to an aquaponics system. So this is like the soil that people are used to growing in the ground. This is in essence the soil to an aquaponics system. So the plants roots basically are bathing in water. I can't show you here, but Tamiko, if you're gonna go with me to the raft system, I can show them. Just as you would appreciate being able to see the roots of your plants. If you guys can see that right there, those are roots basically not basically, they are floating in water and healthy as can be. Come on around here.
Rooted in water.
Those are plant roots, you guys. What you can't see going on in the earth when you're growing in ground. This is actually plants rooting and bathing and being sustained in the water. So what we have here is French sorrel, we have mint, dill, cabbage, celery, parsley, lettuce. I have enough to make a nice soup.
I mean, I'm just saying, right? The whole little vegetable soup right here.
I even have some snapdragons, rosemary, thyme, oregano, Swiss chard. Yeah. This is my oasis.
Now, for those of you, to give you an example, because I came a little earlier today, this is, you see, this is just starting, right? This is what it looks like in 4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Good job, Chandra. Good
Yes,
job.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm trying to say.
So all of us can do this.
Everybody.
Of course, look, up against the prices we paying in the store.
And that's where it started.
So
and she taught herself this through COVID.
I get it. And now can teach other people. And so did something over at Creekside recently too with parents, right?
Yes, I'm working with Creekside actually. Just I help out with the chickens there, but there's a system there, not up and running the way this system here is, but the possibilities are endless for it. I know of another location whereby there is a full-on aquaponics setup, but it's not in the ecosystem.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about that right
Yeah.
now. We're just gonna just stay right here in
Yep.
our
Yep.
localized community here. So, I love it.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
she does the rain barrel water collection too. Over there, those blue tins in the background is the water barrel program.
Fulton County free, you know,
It is free.
Yep.
and so, ladies and gentlemen, if you have your garden too and you want us to stop on by, look here, it says, because we do believe in, you know, the economics of this as well. And so people talk about food, deserts, food insecurity of healthy options. You are your healthy option. Right here. And so, I love it. I'm gonna give you some greens, man. I'm just telling you,
This
you know.
is sage and basil. Oh, yeah.
What's that tea? Okay, what's that drink that you made as well?
So the drink was lemon and mint.
Mint.
Mint is right over there. Yeah.
See, now she's had another because I tried it. No. And so but all came from right here. And it's a healthy drink too, and it gives you energy. So I love it. And we'll have another batch coming soon. We might sell y'all a little mason jar, $5. So all right, as I tell you, this is awesome. And we just had a fine meal too, so I'm stuck. And so strawberries. Well, maybe I can get my little fruit trees from you then. Like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, do this. Don't forget our tree giveaway right here is this weekend.
So there.
And behind the fence, check this out. And so we're gonna have a mixture of fruit trees and shade trees. As you'll still want. So anyway, do we have anything else that we want to? These are fruit trees. What kind of trees is right here?
Yeah, elderberry, pears, persimmon, apple, and mulberry. And these over here. Oh, you got these on you. Good. This is a pear, Asian pear.
Can someone tell me
on it.
where the garden is located?
Well, I will let her tell you, and she is the proprietor of this ecosystem.
This is my home. This is not open to the public. This
Right in her
is-
backyard.
Oh, okay.
And so we get this. She can have the ability to teach you how to grow in your backyard as well. That's why I call them the Garden of Edens, because they're all over our community. And so right here in your backyard. And so it's we can talk about food deserts, we can talk about food insecurities, or we can just simply do something about it. And so, but however,
Dan has a question.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What's your question?
He's having a hard time getting off of mute. I don't know why. Alrighty, someone else has their hand up.
A minute, you can listen to that. Go ahead.
What is the tree giveaway?
This Saturday. And so I'm gonna have to get with you on the time. I'm looking at 9 to 11. And
Okay.
so would that be a good enough time for everyone to get by there?
Where?
Right at
Burdette?
there.
Okay.
Y'all,
The
I'm
person
trying to
that just asked where, what's your name?
Oh, Glenda?
No, the other person.
Oh.
Oh, that was Miss Brenda. I think that was Miss Brenda Floyd.
Yes, I did ask that question. They answered it. They
Right,
said it.
but your name isn't on the screen, so we're trying to figure out who this was. Okay.
Brenda Floyd.
Sister Floyd, how are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Best days of my life.
Did you have a question? Your hands up.
Mine, I was interested in, I'd like to see the whole system, but that's her private backyard, so I'll just have to find information from another source. Because it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I just
Um,
dropped the
If you
link
s-
in the
if you
chat
send
for South
if you send
Fulton
us your
Gardeners.
number, we'll get it to her.
Okay.
Councilman Reeves,
Yes, sir.
this is Pastor Martin. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great, sir. How are you doing?
I'm
As
fine.
I
and
know
you?
that you have other things to do, and I'm excited. Hey, get him a hand clap. First time on the call right there.
Yeah, I just got off another.
Pastor Martin, how you doing, sir?
I'm great. I just got off another thing, so I came back. I had to leave and come back, and I got another live event in a little bit. But so I got to get some of the stuff, but I wanted to find out. I saw the rollout for the waste thing, and I'm sure you probably covered that while I was gone. But I did get a chance to sort of find out a little bit more about it. And with the thing that y'all are doing to vote tomorrow night with the tax commissioner, it is my understanding that it's more or less on the tax commissioner as far as the way that the billing will go as it relates to even though you list it as monthly 19 something, but they're asking for the whole thing to be paid in advance because that's the only way that the tax commissioner collects it for other places also. Is that what it is, that there's no wiggle room or no option for that, not quarterly, not monthly, but just totally in advance?
My understanding and I'm just going to say that monthly option, like a monthly debit, I don't know how that would work as if they do it when he collects it at the end of the year or how that could be. But there's no way that I wouldn't want to pay trash service for a whole year. Just break down payments is just easier. I do understand quarterly, but the monthly payments I think is more manageable. So that's something we're gonna have a conversation about. But to my understanding, I don't think we're voting tomorrow. We just had this as a work session, and we just hear what's going on, and we take the action in the council meeting. So that there's still a gap period that we can, if there's more questions detailed in that nature, then we can be able to finalize and get those answers before we take the action. So but let me just say, because we have not voted in a work session, so I don't think that we're going to start now, but I don't know how that message is getting out neither. So
Okay, because here again, and I'm gonna get out here.
No, you cool.
But the reason I'm asking is because I did, I've talked to you before, and I did talk to one or two other the council people. In particular, I won't say who, but one of the people that the thing that somebody just posted that says it's sponsored by council members, and that was when I asked that particular question. That was the answer that I was given. And so my thing, if I have any concern, my concern is you're the councilman that represents our district. And I would like to think, and I'm not saying that you don't, but I would like to think that you would be our voice of any concerns that we really have about this matter, to really say something, because it seems to be, to me, and I'm just talking about my observation, that there's a voting block. And when I say a voting block, there are those that vote in blocks. And at least the record can reflect if, you know, because I'm keeping notes, the record can reflect that our councilman was sort of standing up for what his constituents in our District 5 really thought about, because I don't think I have a problem with it as far as paying it out. But if they're gonna connect with the tax commissioner, then if that's the best thing, then that's fine. But if there's another way to do that that will benefit the constituents better, then that should be something that should be considered and brought to the table and not just forced upon us. You know, I've lived in, before it was South Fulton, I lived in College Park. I've been here since I think 1995 or something like that, or before then. So way before it became South Fulton, and to just have stuff pushed upon us doesn't seem to be fair. And the record has to reflect that somebody said something about it.
I totally understand. I duly noted. I will say the tax commissioner collecting it is the best option. The method in which he collects it, I think, could be another option, as I will definitely be asking that question, because if there's not a quarterly option, I just think the monthly option just presents the best scenario for some people. I'm one of them some people, so let me just clarify that too, is, you know, to break it down monthly, $20 a month, that's a good deal. $237 at one time. I mean, I don't like those scenarios, to be honest with you. So I will be speaking for that and asking. Far as another collection source, I don't think there's another best collection source than the tax commissioner, as he's the most effective collector of those services. And so I will say that.
Okay. Okay, actually, this last
Thank you for
question.
your
Last
input.
question, and I'm out. With that being said,
Okay.
also, if we're paying in advance, correct, 233 in advance for the year, and just say
Correct.
Waste Pro, I know you'll have a contract with them and y'all can hold them accountable. Just say that they don't perform like you are looking for them to perform, and somewhere they drop the ball in a great way. If they do that, and I know you all can have sanctions against them because you got a contract, but what do we get back from that if we paid in advance for services that, you know, if they drop the ball and we have to go and do something? We pray that that don't happen. But if it does happen, because I did hear in the meeting the other day, one of the elderly senior citizens said, I've had them and I've had to call them several times and for them to come pick my trash up. So this is what the city has picked, the council people has picked. But if this doesn't work and we paid all this money in advance, everyone paid in advance, and you all sanction them and y'all get money back, you know, I think somebody said it was $25 a sanction, whatever, then you still have to get somebody to come pick our trash up. In advance, that's another concern. If they drop the ball, what do we get back from this? What guarantee do we have from the city? From this?
Well, let me just say this.
Yeah.
As one of the things was KPIs, key performance indicators, on the services from which we just came from under. As it's no different in here, they're contractually obligated. And so the guarantee is you will have everything they're contractually obligated to do. And that is one thing, to pick up your service. And if they drop the ball, then, you know, by the time it's time to renew, you wouldn't have to worry about that, because things will happen accordingly, contractually, that needs to happen because they have no performance. And so I think that you have a reasonable concern, but I also think that staff done a great job in contractually obligating them to hold them accountable. As because one of the things that was the issue from the last one was uh, people paying, and then as I remember when they got the contract, the GFLs came down and just picked up trash cans and were telling people they owe for months. It's just the whole debacle, and to get back in line with that. So I think that staff did a great job in executing the contract in a way that the constituents will not lose. Even though y'all paying in advance, there's no way that y'all gonna lose out on this particular contract because y'all will get the service and you will get what you pay for. So that's the best way I can answer that, sir. Pastor Martin? Okay.
Dan, you had a question?
Dan?
Yes, does this work now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have we hired a new city manager?
No, sir. But what we do have is a new interim city manager. And I think that this is her first full week. And I think given her pedigree, I think this is my opinion. And so is but facts will still be out. I think she has a pedigree from her track record that she can handle this job at this time. And so I think I think we had Miss Subadan recently from Douglas County. So, but she's our intern for 6 months till we hire and we seek out and hire a city manager. And if anybody has the qualifications on this call to be the city manager, do apply.
Seems like a revolving door.
It is. It is a revolving door, damn. It don't seem like it. It is. So
the second item is, over the course of the last few years, we've heard from a lot of properties that are turning more into truck parking. We voiced some concern about that. I see a lot of those projects have moved forward. If you drive down Stacks Road now, it's just an absolute mess. I know I brought this up before. I'm still not seeing any type of repairs being done. And these trucks are really just destroying the infrastructure. Is the city responsible for that? Is that a state function, Stacks Road?
Brother Dan, you're speaking my language, sir. And let me just say this, because when they did that whole bridge replacement, I said, hey, listen, let's put where trucks can come across the bridge. And I said, if you need a traffic study, take the 2 years that they didn't cross that bridge when it was closed down. So I don't know, they found alternate routes that they survived. Number one. Number two is the city is responsible for those streets. Number three is impact fees is what's desperately needed over there, as we fixed the bridge and then we didn't get the roads paved. But we do have the grant to repave and rebuild Stacks Road as a whole, and I'm just waiting on them to get a project date to start that. But yes, they have to come back and cord all the way down, come back up across, rebuild it, not patch it, not do anything of that. But then they need to go with a different mix because you're right, as those lots over there are truck parking. But I don't want them to cross that bridge, and so because as I don't know why we can't. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let me just say, Gia will be here next week to effectuate that conversation.
So when we chatted last time, we had talked about if we look at Feldwood Road, it's marked on both ends, no trucks over 30 feet or so many tons. I'm constantly seeing trucks on the road. I see officers following the trucks. I see no tickets. I've emailed the chief many times. I get absolutely no response. Are we hurting in our police department? I just don't know what to do.
He was just on the call last week too. And so as I'll talk with you offline. You get in touch with him. And
Are they going to put
so
any camera systems up? Anything to help to defer them or something to get them off of there? Because some of us have houses that are close to the road, and those trucks are bouncing the houses around really bad.
hey man, can't you feel the vibration? It's just,
Yeah.
I
It sets the alarm off in the house all the time.
Right, and that's it's a that's a truck zone that is not a
But they
zone
don't
for them
seem
to
to go
come
down
down.
Mallory Road because they seem to
They
have
go
it.
down Mallory too, yeah. So and it's a problem because they come down Fairwood, cross Pierce, and then get to Mallory.
But I don't know what to do. I mean, I've tried.
I'm with you because it's those things with the cameras, and then it's something where they have to say the state have to approve that, and so we're just at that the mercy of due process, and I guess this bureaucratic process. But I don't see what's hard. Just getting a couple of cameras and put them down there, even if you call them litter cameras. But the byproduct of litter cameras is they done solved a couple of murders and a couple of crimes, so they can solve a couple of. A byproduct is trucks going down the legal zone. So I'm not understanding that. But however, I need clarity too. It's because I don't understand, because we do have options. And so let's just exercise our options as that, And okay, thank you, Dan, for your question. I appreciate it. And so, but listen here, text you offline as I get, if you've been reaching out to the chief, as I hate that you missed him last week. But also too, ladies and gentlemen, early voting is again this week. And do you know what the early voting, what is taking place? Pop quiz. As that everybody know that there's an actual race. But get this, the Tuesday after Mother's Day. And for what district? State representative. Y'all are aware there's a vote. Early voting is this week. The numbers are low, but there is a vote. Don't say nothing, January.
District 68.
Absolutely. And for most of us, that is our state representative. Miss Tish Nagisi, God rest her soul, passed during her first term. And this is to fill the unexpired seat, which they have one more term, one more session, which starts in January. And then that person will be up again next year for that same seat. And I encourage you to find out who your state representative is. And if it is District 68, you do have a choice as an election is happening. One of the candidates is on the call here. And so I will let you say something. Everybody's invited to the call. No, who? Okay, well, she's not on here then, but however, but that vote is next Tuesday. And so that's what you seeing these signs out. And we do have a election this November. Districts 1, 3, 5, and 7 are up on the ballot for the city of South Fulton. So it is 7:49, and we have passed the time, but I think it's well worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to apologize for my miscalculation and having a sanitation meeting not at Burdett, and so outside of our matrix, and so I do apologize for that. Won't happen again, so we can just move forward from there, and look out for the information for the tree giveaway this Saturday, and happy Mother's Day weekends to all of you who have your mothers. Cherish them, love them, they're precious, and to the ones who we have lost, we still love them, and so. But I do thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to join us. And I hope that something came of this call, something you learned, because the agenda of this call is literally the people's agenda. So you said it, you have it. And I love you. You can't do nothing about it. Some try, but I still love them anyway. But thank y'all all, because y'all truly are the best part of the city of South Fulton, as I promise you are, and y'all are who I do it for. Period. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I do say good night. It's Monday night, so go enjoy and enjoy this week.
Good night, Corey. Tamiko.
Good
Good
night.
night, Ms. Glenda. Good night, John Boy, for all of those who have a clue what I'm talking about.
Good night.